Hello and welcome. Let's take a look at our top story. France has elected a leader, and once again, it's centrist Emmanuel Macron. Macron is the first French president to serve a second term in 20 years. The 44-year-old who came to power as France's youngest ever president has comfortably beaten far-right rival Marine Le Pen. Now, according to the results from the French Interior Ministry for the second and final round of polls, Macron led with 58.54% of the vote, while Marine Le Pen of the nationalist and far-right National Rally Party scored 41.46 votes. In comparison with the 2017 election, the margin represents a smaller gap between the two candidates. Macron had won with 66.1% of the vote back then. The president re-elect's victory was marred by the lowest voter turnout in over 50 years. At least 28% voter abstention was recorded during the second phase of polling in the elections. In his victory speech, Macron acknowledged that many had only voted for him only to keep Le Pen out. In a speech in central Paris at the foot of the Eiffel Tower, Macron vowed to respond to the anger of voters who backed his far-right rival. He acknowledged dissatisfaction with his first term and said that his new term would not continue unchanged from the last 5 years. Macron has vowed a new method that is expected to be less top-down.
Mes chers compatriotes, c'est avec ambition et bienveillance pour notre pays, pour nous tous, que je veux pouvoir, à vos côtés, aborder les 5 années qui viennent. Cette ère nouvelle ne sera pas la continuité du quinquennat qui s'achève, mais l'invention collective d'une méthode refondée pour 5 années de mieux, au service de notre pays. Je sais aussi que nombre de nos compatriotes ont voté ce jour pour moi, non pour soutenir les idées que je porte, mais pour faire barrage à celles de l'extrême droite. Et je veux ici les remercier et leur dire que j'ai conscience que ce vote m'oblige pour les années à venir. Je suis dépositaire de leur sens du devoir, de leur attachement à la République et du respect des différences qui se sont exprimées ces dernières semaines.
Now, for more on this, Elijah Tezeas, veteran war correspondent, is joining us live from Paris. Thank you for being with us on this broadcast, Elijah. Now, Macron himself has acknowledged that people have voted for him as they did not vote for the far right. He has promised major reforms in his second term. What do you think the main changes will be that we can expect?
Thank you for having me. Actually, Macron was right. People did not vote for him, but they vote against Marine Le Pen. And what he can achieve is very doubtful because for the last 5 years he was in power. He had the possibility to fulfill his program. However, he was confronted by a good 2 years of COVID that crippled the economy worldwide, but mainly in Europe, where government were forced to bring out of their pocket a huge amount, billions of euros, in support of the population who stayed at home. And after that, we still having the war in Ukraine that is also weighing a lot on the European and the world economy, particularly in gas and oil, and they are affecting the transport. Therefore, he's not going to be able to sustain the normal life and the life that the French citizens were used to before the COVID and before the Ukrainian war. He's going to find it very difficult on the taxes level. He's going to find it very difficult on the boosting the economy. He's going to find it very difficult on all the internal domestic affairs, particularly in economy, to face and to readdress and to adjust to fit the will of the population and the expectation of the population. Therefore,
Absolutely.
he's going to be confronted with major challenges.
Elijah, along with these challenges, also protests have already started in various parts of the country against the results. How big of a challenge do you think this will be for the re-elected administration?
Well, because Macron is not going to have the majority in the legislation that is going up in a couple of months on the 12th of June, he's going to be forced to create coalition with other party, either the right or the left, and most probably the left and the Green side, the Green Party. Therefore, the people will not start heavy demonstration in the street before, let's say, the spring, the autumn this year, because they want to see with whom Macron is going to ally with and what his program is going to be and the program of the prime minister. However, the leftists are angry. Many of them did not vote for Macron, but neither to Le Pen. The other youngsters did not vote. The immigrants refused to vote. All these represent a big weight. We have to remember that Macron managed to gather only 27% of the voters in the first round. This is how much weight he has politically. And all the rest, as he rightly said, they voted for him against Le Pen, but not to support him. Therefore, we have to expect that there will be demonstration in the street. There will be many angry people. Many people fear for their security. And this is not going to be stable in Europe. However, what we have seen here today, when Le Pen was just about to win, how fragile is Europe and how the arrival of a president like the right wing can just blow up the whole unity of Europe and NATO, but not only Europe, but also the euro as a strong currency. That is serious.
Absolutely. And Elijah, many thought that if Marine Le Pen lost this election, it would be the death of her political career. But we have seen she has already announced her candidature for the parliamentary elections that will take place in June. How are the parties placed for the polls, according to you? You did touch on some alliances that might be formed.
Well, there are 577 MPs that are going to be elected in June. And Marine Le Pen, 46%, counts on the support of her voters. And she has really the right wing, but not all the right wing will vote for her because other right wing members will be part of the parliament. So she is going to have a good share. However, it is expected that the new leftists will have a major share because they were very close to one another. And the reason why Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the head of the left wing, did not manage is because the Communist Party did not vote for him, but had its own candidate. Therefore, in the parliament, everybody will have a share. And then it's a question of coalition, who's going to form which alliance, and that will weaken the president, who has ample power. However, the prime minister also has a lot of power that he can implement in the country, and that either will create a clash or conviviality between the president and the prime minister.
Elijah, thank you very much for your valuable insights, bringing us all the latest on these latest French elections.
My pleasure.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.